Knicks get washed on the West Coast once again to the Utah Jazz by the score 128 to 104. West Coast trip number 2 is over. Thankfully, man, this was ugly tonight, man. Knicks. I mean, listen, this game was a recipe for disaster. All right, we were missing Marcus Morris, missing Julius Randle. Knicks coming on the second of a back-to-back where they got washed by the Lakers the night before. And Utah coming in hot, won 12 of their last 13, hottest team in the league right now, one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the league right now. And basically all that makes for a tough loss by this team. And it all came on the defensive end. You know, the Knicks just did not, I don't want to say they didn't try, but they really just didn't have anything going to make it a respectful game. And we got the Emmanuel Mudiay revenge game, folks. What I did not want to see happen was a Emmanuel Mudiay revenge game, and we got just that. He torched Elfrid Payton tonight, put him in the spin cycle, throwing lobs to Gobert. It was ugly, man. It was just insult to injury. What was the Mudiay revenge game, which you can't make it up, man. You cannot make it up. So Knicks lose 128 to 104. It's going to be a short show tonight, but we're going to definitely take some phone calls. I did like Frank's minutes tonight. You know, the Frank haters might not like it, but I thought Frank gave us some good minutes, one of his best games of the year. I think even when the game was formidable and when it was a wash, I thought Frank was really working out there. He had the pick and rolls going. He's got that little free throw line extended mid-range going a little bit. I like Frank's activity out there. You saw Bobby Portis pick up another flagrant foul, and he just can't make it up. He just got fined $25,000 after last night's flagrant foul. Picks up a flagrant one tonight on a foul on Bogdanovich. And that was all she wrote, man. This game was just a joke. Defensively, this team was just completely lost. But again, just given all the circumstances, we had no chance at this game. That's why on this West Coast trip, we had 4 games, and we went into this hoping to get 2. The Phoenix game was there. The Clippers game was there. And that was your 2. Who knew? Who knew the Clippers game would have been one of the games that was there? You know, you were hoping it was going to be the Phoenix game and Utah, but these 2 games, those 2 games were there. Those 2 games were there for the taking, and the Knicks could not capitalize on it. And so they fall to 10-28 on the season, 10-28 in the campaign after losing tonight in Utah, man. So let's hear it from you guys. We're going to keep it a short show, man, because this was just another abysmal loss. But Q, what's going on, man? Q's up first. How you feeling, bro?
Man, what's good, CP?
As good as I can be, man. I'm trying, man. I'm trying, Q. This was a tough one to get through tonight, man.
Man, the chat is hilarious, man. Ari's a fool, dude. Shout out to my man Ari.
Oh, I know Ari's going crazy.
Hilarious.
He was supposed to be retiring. I don't know what happened to Ari, but Ari's back in full effect. Tight, as usual. Pissed off.
Man, that's the one thing about losing. Everybody's like hilarious, but
yeah.
You know, shout out to my man Apple Fanboy, because he said it earlier in the chat. We were up in there early, and you know, I said this before. I was like, certain guys need to go to the G League, and when it comes to Knox, you gotta send him to the G League. It just makes sense because the kid barely runs down the court like he wants to play, and then you hear people in the chat, oh, he's only 20. He's just a baby. Dude, you in the NBA. Come on, man. At least play like you want to be there. You know, there's a lot of dudes running around 6'8" in other leagues and in the G League, and they would love to be out. So Knox is not taking advantage of
that motor is serious, man. The motor issue is serious, Q. I don't know. I mean, out there, it's just lapses, continuing to defensive lapses, not hustling out there. I mean, tonight was the night he was bricking wide open jumpers, man. Wide open jumpers. 2 for 10 from the field, 0 for 5 from downtown. Kev was not good tonight.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Man, I was talking to Sham God, and he said, yo, the one thing that coaches hate, and as a coach, you hate this, a kid that can't play up. You always can coach a kid that's going to play hard, but you hate coaching a kid that you have to get them up for the game. And to be in the NBA and to be 6'9", and to be long and all that, that's a gift. You got to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
So I hate that the Knicks organization don't send their guys to the G League. Look at the Raptors and look at the Heat. They send their guys to the G League 2-3 years max.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take 10 years for a guy to get right.
Those are the two of the best run organizations in the league. We should be taking cues from them.
And that's really my point, man. So, hey, man, appreciate the show. Because,
yo, Q, the chat is asking, when you said Sham God, did you mean Sham God, like God, Sham God?
Yeah, I know Sham God.
Oh,
that's my guy. My son played for an organization, Jermaine O'Neal's organization.
Yeah.
And so that's where I met him. He came and, showed the kids, his moves and everything. It was dope. And so it was my first time meeting him. So, he gave some pointers and tips, and, we were rapping. I'm like, yo, man, I'm from Brooklyn. And, we were going on. And, I told him, look at my son, see what he got. And, he introduced him to Isaiah Washington and all that. It was dope, man. But in our conversations, he was like, the one thing, when he worked for the Lakers organization, he was like, the one thing about Brandon Ingram is he don't realize he's Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, remember when Brandon Ingram came in and he was just like sleepy all day? Something happened and he just switched. And he said that's what they kept telling him. Look, dude, you're Brandon Ingram. You're a Kevin Durant hybrid. So you shouldn't have to get up for a game. Yeah. And that's what Knox is. Somebody's got to well, I'll tell you this. Look what happened to Brandon Ingram. He got traded, and look at him.
Well, where's he at now, though? I mean, Brandon Ingram's in his 4th year now, right? 3rd or 4th?
He's in like his 3rd.
Is this 3rd for Brandon? I think this is 4th for him. So, I mean, D'Angelo took 4. I mean, listen, Frank doesn't have the pedigree that these guys had coming in. But, I mean, Kev doesn't have, the pedigree that these guys have coming in. Kev. But it's still taking these guys years. I still say with Kev, he needs a lot of work, man. He needs a lot of coaching, man. A ton of coaching. And
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. But send him to the G League at least. At least you got to try something. Because Kev is looking horrible right now. And one of the dudes in the chat was like, man, we ran Mudiay out of New York. You'll run Kev out of New York, too.
We did.
You know what I mean? So, hey, you want to run Kev out of New York, at least do something first. Send him to the G League. Give him some humble pie, and let's see what happens.
Appreciate the call, Q. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, what do you guys think in the chat, man? I do agree with the people that say, listen, he's only 20 years old. I'm not trying to run Kev out of here. He just got here, man. But I do think he needs a lot of coaching and development, no doubt about it. We got to see where Kev's head is at. And I don't think the G League would be such a bad thing, but I'm not the expert here. Teams use the G League quite differently. Some use it as a way to groom their undrafted talents and their reclamation projects, and then some aren't afraid to take some of their rotation players and give them some run, not just for injury rehabilitation, but to rehab their game. And I think Kev could use that. We got to send Kev to go see Kobe, man. Send Kev and Frank to go see Kobe and RJ. RJ has heart, but I feel like he could use some of Kobe's game. But we got to send Kev and Frank down to see Kobe, man, this summer. Get some Mamba mentality camp going on because, I don't know, man. It's hard. Like I said, you can't teach motor, and that's the most concerning thing. Can't teach Motor. At the same time, he's 20, man. We gotta let him cook and see what the end of this year, this rest of this year, next year hold for Kev. But certainly not good signs. I agree with you guys there, but you know. And Q mentioned Mudiay. The revenge game for Mudiay was something that I feared. 20 points, 4 dimes on 8 for 12 shooting. The Tank Commander, man. Y'all need to apologize. I don't know who was slandering Mudiay's name in the chat last year, but yeah, I gotta apologize to Mudiay, man. No, give credit, man. Mudiay, he's found a role with the Jazz. Again, with last year was just one of those things where when you're on a bad team, your deficiencies shine brighter. And Mudiay was on a bad team, trying to do too much. And again, his errors shine through. But as you see here on a deep Jazz team who didn't even have Mike Conley playing, they didn't even have Conley playing on a deep Jazz team. He's carved out a little niche for himself. And now he's having fun. You can see that. Now he's having fun, especially at our expense, which he knew he wanted. So good for Mudiay, man. Happy for Mudiay. He was Mr. Fourth Quarter for the Knicks last year. I don't know, man. How'd you guys like Ellington's minutes? I know you guys were killing it. 22 minutes for Ellington tonight. We had the all-veteran team out there tonight. We had Ellington 22. Who else? We had Bullock 24, Alfred 24 getting cooked. Minus 33 on the night for Peyton. 0 dimes, 13 points. 29 minutes for Mr. Flagrant Foul, Bobby Portis. And you had Frank, who was cooking. You know, the Frank haters don't want to give him credit. He had the best game out of everybody tonight. If you want to, look at some bright spots. 6 of 10 from the field. 3 dimes. I thought Frank was playing focused tonight. But only 19 minutes, which is kind of weird. But I'm not as tight about the vets getting all these minutes because, like I said, I'm trying to trade him anyway. So that's fine with me. That's absolutely fine with me. Let Ellington play as much as he needs to play between now and the deadline. Run those screens for Ellington, man. Run those screens for Ellington. Reggie style. Let's go. We got to showcase him. How else are you going to get him out of here? How else are we going to get Kenny up? How else are we going to get Lamar Peters up? You got to play these guys. So that's my take on it. Will from LI, how you feeling, man? How you feel about this tonight?
Hey, what's going on, CP?
How you feeling? You don't sound too happy, man. What's going on? Talk to me, man. You don't sound too happy tonight.
Yeah, man. Listen, this number one, this game right here, Mudiay is the prime definition. Hold on. Well, let's first off saying this is why we got to trade Morris. Morris,
yeah,
even though he didn't play, it was a direct connection.
Precisely.
You know, it's like you see exactly. It's like you look at Mudiay. All that time we put in Mudiay, trashing him, whatever. But Fizz put a bunch of wasted time into Mudiay just for him to go somewhere else to the Jazz. And okay, he found his role. Good for him. Honestly, don't care less.
Yeah.
Right? But what he took was Frank's minutes. And the Frank we saw tonight, maybe we would have seen this Frank a little bit earlier, you know, if we would have gave him more minutes. So this is why I feel like, you know, now I'm looking at Kev, right? Morris, you know, he's great, and I hope he comes back. But for the rest of the season, he can't keep playing, you know, basically Knox minutes, because whatever Knox needs to do, he needs the time to get out of whatever funk he's getting in. You know, we saw him go to the basket a couple of times, looking good, but it's like there's no reason to put time into players that are not going to be here long term, and that's why I'm upset, because it's just like all this wasted time into Mudiay could have been put into our guards. Who knows if DSJ would have looked any differently if he would have had a little bit more burn? You know, who knows? But, you know, there's that. I mean, and then we got crazy Bobby over here still hurting people. hitting people over their head. I don't know what's wrong with this dude.
Porter's got to rein
Bobby,
it in, man. He got to rein it in. I said last night he just can't jump high enough, man. But really, he's got to rein it in. Man. Good points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but man. Listen, ultimately, it's like we got to trade more. It's just because like we got to put more time into our core.
We got to get some more time.
And if he wants to come back, great. But just right now, that's how I feel.
I agree with you.
I'll let you get back to it, man.
All right, Will. I'll let your boy, man. I agree with Will. This is why you have to trade Morris, man. All you guys are complaining about Frank. You're complaining about Knox. You're complaining about RJ even. So let's get some more assets in here and see what we did. We'll see what's going on. Then you might find another piece, another glue piece. Maybe you find a Joe Ingles off the scrap. Maybe it's Iggy, the birthday boy. Iggy came in and he had a dime and a quick and one. So the birthday boy was definitely feeling himself tonight. We'll see if Iggy can get some more burn. How you guys feeling in the chat, man? Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Definitely want to salute the super chats that came in. Bad Book 1 sends us a super chat. He says, after depressing Bulls loss, it's great to watch post-game live. Salute to all the Knicks fans. No Bulls fan TV over here, but my guy Bad Book 1 definitely supports us, so definitely appreciate that. Leon Johnson, what's going on? He says, I feel like every other team has an upside or plan except the Knicks. Even the Hawks have an upside. Knox is to hit the G League. Well, Hawks at the bottom of the league too. Everybody goes through their lumps, man. It's just that all lumps are magnified. Everybody goes through our lumps. We got to be patient with this thing and keep building. Some of these guys are gonna stick, some won't. Look at Marquise Chris. The Suns traded this same Bogdanovich was traded by the Suns and 2 other picks to move up to the number 8 pick to get Marquise Chris. Where's Marquise Chris right now? He went to Golden State, and where's he at right now? He's on the street. So you just never know. The draft is not an exact science. It's hit or miss, man. And so again, you it's part of it is having it's either nature or nurture. It's a little of both, right? Is the player, the cream of the crop to hold his own out there? Or does he need a lot of coaching development to get the most out of it? I think it's a little bit of both. And that's why you see the top teams, the San Antonios, the Miamis, the Torontos. That's what they do. They cultivate their talents. And they get the most out of the 12, the 13, the 20-something pick. So on and so forth. Yeah, it helps to have a Tim Duncan or Dwayne Wade, but the rest, that supporting cast, they're able to develop those guys as well. And Miami's well on their way, man. Miami's definitely well on their way, as much as I hate to admit it. All right, Ari, how you feeling, man?
Hey, what's going on, Tippy? How are you doing?
Good, bro. What's going on?
Well, first thing I want to say is obviously, with the Julius Randle personal issues.
Yeah, let's get into that. Hang on 1 second, because it was reported that earlier from Berman that Randle he missed tonight's game with a personal issue. Something happened. He got tight in the locker room last night in the Laker game and supposedly left without speaking to anybody. That's Berman's tweet. And now he says Mike Miller is saying that it's a personal matter. We'll respect his privacy, give him a chance to deal with his situation. When he's ready to come back, he'll be back. So is that something against the organization? It doesn't read like that. Sounds like it's a personal thing. I don't know. But I wouldn't read into it something against the organization though. I'm not sure.
No, I just want to make sure his family's okay, and obviously prayers up for Uncle Sergio. Obviously, I hope he's okay too,
Sergio's lighting candles saying prayers right now.
No, I'm saying prayers for Sergio, man. I hope he's okay. I hope the uncle didn't get in any trouble and they didn't, make Julius upset. But because I don't see him in the chat anywhere. But
I think I saw Serge earlier, but yeah, you might be right, man.
Yeah, but listen. So here's what I want to talk about. So I know Frank had a good game, okay? Great. And I know, like, everybody's so high on Frank. Everyone loves Frank. But I don't understand the people that are, like, saying, like, trade Knox, like, G League, trade RJ.
Silly.
Like, I don't understand where the double standard comes in, where we can be so patient and give Frank Ntilikina so much leash, but people that are younger than him, that have been in the league less time than him, that are more inexperienced than him, don't get the same leash. And it's just mind-boggling to me how Knicks fans loved Frank when last year, in his second year, he was legitimately had an historic bad season last year, but people still loved Frank. But ISO Zoe, our best perimeter scorer, our only shot creator, can't get any playing time whatsoever when our two leading scorers are out. It just does not make sense to me. And even if you don't like ISO Zoe, and even if you don't like his game, and you should trade him then, and then you should play him anyway to boost his trade value. Like, I don't understand what this organization's plan for ISO Zoe.
Because who's a more realistic trade candidate, Ellington or ISO? It's Ellington. You got to showcase Ellington first. That's why he's getting 22 minutes. Why do you think Ellington is playing deep into the fourth quarter in a 30-point blowout? Come on, man. They're trying to get him out of here.
Yeah.
They're not getting anything for ISO. You can get something for Ellington. A better chance?
I don't think so. I disagree. I think after, I feel like a lot of people forget how good of a rookie season Alonzo Trier had last year. He averaged like 14 points a game on like 45% shooting.
I hear you, but in his sophomore campaign, he's not doing much with his minutes, bro. Let's just be honest, bro. And appreciate the call. So I'm trying to keep it a quick show. I'm trying to keep it a quick show, so appreciate it. Listen, I'm as much of an ISO guy as anybody. You know what I mean? I like the kid's game. He's had a good rookie season. He hasn't had a good sophomore campaign in his minutes. Now, whether that is him being caught in between trying to play his game and trying to be that facilitating point guard that they want him to be, maybe he is caught up in roles. He's trying to figure out his role. Maybe that's it. But my thing is, there's a reason Wayne Ellington is playing in these games. And that's to get him out of here. Why do you think Ellington is playing deep into the fourth quarter? Dotson could be playing. ISO could be playing. They're trying to trade Ellington. JB says in the chat, says I'm dead wrong. Well, let me know. What do you guys think in the chat? Who has a better chance of getting traded? You think a veteran team, a playoff team, trying to add depth to their lineup, are they going to add a young upstart, or are they going to add a veteran like Ellington? They're gonna try to trade for Ellington. I'm not saying he's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's good. He's playing like trash right now. But I'm trying to play him to trade him. That's just my thought. ISO's not playing well right now, man. Even in garbage time. Let's just be real here. Nate, what do you think about that, man? Who's a better chance of getting traded? ISO or Ellington right now?
I hope Ellington. I'll say that. I low-key wanted to trash him today, but he started hitting his shots.
He started hitting his shots.
So I was like, I'm like, okay, either way is good because he'll get traded. So yeah, I think Alex is more traded likely just because Trier is young. We have him for another year on the contract. I don't think there's a reason why to let go of Trier so early, especially I haven't seen him playing at all this year.
Yeah, there's no point in trading him. Ari likes him, but wants to trade him. Why you want to trade the kid? I don't want to trade him.
I guess I don't know. Maybe Ari is Trier's uncle. Julius Randle is a third uncle. So
that makes sense, man. You might be right. What's going on though?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Kevin Knox just because he seems to be like a topic of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing a lot of G League talk for him,
mm-hmm.
which I'm kind of confused about because when you bring up organizations like Toronto and like the other one, they don't usually have lottery talent first round picks. So like their teams are usually like their rosters are good. So when they get first round picks, there's not really time in the rotation for them. So they put them in the G League to get like playing time.
That's fair.
And playing time is kind of an issue for Knox right now, but it certainly wasn't last year. And he's still getting like a solid 15 to 20 minutes. So I really think it's just that he's in a slump. And Like, this is kind of like what you go through. You know what I mean? Like, even Frank had his slump last year, and he's starting to look better this year. You just kind of had to, like, ride it out.
So you're saying ride it through. Okay. I can't tell you what the right answer is, man. I'm just trying to figure out how we get this kid on track, because right now he looks off the rails, but he just looks very wet behind the ears, very, very young. You know what I mean? Which he is. He's only 20
at some
years
point,
old.
you got to – it's a make or miss league. Like, I don't get why people get surprised when people go through cold slumps. Like, I've seen like every player on our team go through a cold slump.
I think it's more than the shooting.
Frank has cold.
I mean, even sometimes it just looks like he's not even trying though. That's the problem.
But that's always been the book on him. So it's like why are we mad now? I guess.
No, I don't think people. Are mad
I would
now.
be mad because he's missing his shots.
I think people have been mad since yesterday.
Yesterday, I guess.
You know, I mean, sorry,
really
last year. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you.
I don't know if Kevin.
Go ahead. I cut you off. What were you in the middle of saying something? What did you say?
Oh no, I was gonna say I don't know if I'm gonna say he's gonna be fine or not, but just like let's see what happens. I guess.
Okay.
Because for me, his motor right now it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can change that.
Well, then you're not gonna have a very good player. That's the problem. He's got to improve on that. Got to send him to Kobe's camp. JB in the chat on the ISO topic. He thinks the ISO thing is political, but why would it be political? I don't understand. Why would the ISO situation be political? What do you think, they're trying to hide their best player because they have RJ? I don't believe that. That I definitely, if that's what you're saying, JB, I don't believe that. Or if Ari's saying that, I saw somebody else saying that on Twitter that is political. I can't see it. Why this team is trying to win? You think this team is trying to lose and be 10-28? You think they're trying to keep one of their best offensive players on the bench because of politics? He's got to play well. He's got to find his role. He's got to find his role, man. I know we like to question coaching and stuff, but sometimes I think you just got to trust what you're seeing out there. He didn't do anything in the Laker game. Let's be real. What did he do last night in garbage time? Nothing. So let's just be honest with ourselves. You guys acting like he just comes in and just instant offense every game he gets in. I know the minutes aren't consistent. And yeah, there's nights you figure you could use him when the offense needs a lift. But at the same time, he's got to produce with his minutes, man. At the same time, he's got to produce with his minutes, man. That's all I'm saying. So, Val from Jersey's up next. Val, talk to me, man. What do you think about this whole thing?
I think I know the problem with Kevin Knox, and a lot of young players have this issue. I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Knox is a victim of the AAU brat system. The AAU brat system is where they teach kids to only focus on their strengths and never address their weaknesses. And then the one time they get to the NBA and their weaknesses get exploited, they break down and they melt down. Kevin Knox is an AAU brat, and what he has to do is relearn the fundamentals.
I mean, that's fair. That could be true. I can't
Look
say
at Zion.
it's the
they could have
AAU
easily
syndrome
addressed
or
his
what.
weight issue in the AAU, and they never did. Look at Dennis Smith. They could have easily taught him the fundamentals in AAU. AAU is a curse to a lot of these kids, and I think Knicks, as New York Knicks, we got to stay away from drafting these AAU brats. But I love Kevin Knox.
Okay. All right, listen. I can't tell you you're wrong on that, Val. I appreciate the call, man. That's a fair point. I can't tell you if you're wrong on that. Certainly, like I said, I think he needs a lot of coaching. I think he could have benefited from an extra year in college, just to develop, like you said, those fundamentals that he needs. So. Well, let's see what happens. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. I see the ISO topic is definitely hot on the minds of the fans. Listen, I'm just being real with you, man. I think I don't see it being a political thing. I just don't see them really valuing his contributions right now. Like, why wouldn't this coach want to see ISO come in the game? Dotson plays. All the two guards play except for ISO. So what is it? Political? Why would it be political? Because everybody is finding their role. Everybody's finding their role. That's what I'm saying. Dotson is finding his role. You're trying to trade Ellington. This is why these guys are getting burned. Bullock has a role. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Kev from North Carolina is up next. Kev, what do you think about that, man?
I mean, I think everybody got a role, but if you think about it, the next man up. Well, so Zoe, he's been in for a minute. This dude, Bullock, had surgery, and then he got right back in the lineup. So you're gonna play if you're gonna play. That's how I feel about it. But my topic I wanted to talk about was the trade deadline coming up in a couple of weeks, well, a month. I wanted to see what you in the chat thought about. I feel like we should be in player acquisition mode. So what do you think? Some type of way to get Kuzma from the Lakers? What do you think about that?
I would take. I
know
Kuzma
you're more on the side of a Morris trade.
I would take Kuzma on. I know a lot of people are down on him. Well, number one, I don't think you're gonna be able to get a package.
I would too.
To be able to match the salaries enough to land him straight up. You're probably gonna have to try to get a third team involved. I would bet the Kuzma deal. He had a good year last year. He's not having a good year this year. He's coming off a injury. And his I know he doesn't play good defense. His shot selection can be questionable, but he's a young player. He's a young player, man.
I'm big on Kuzma. I know the chat's not big on him, but I like Kuzma.
Yeah, I know the chat's not big on him.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I mean, listen, with Kuzma right now, you're buying low. His stock is definitely dropping, but I don't think he's not ready to compete with LeBron and those guys, man. He's not ready for that type of spotlight. Kuzma's another guy who he's a little too Hollywood, man. They said he was looking like my guy, the bad guy from Rush Hour 2, Juntao. He's got the blonde hair going, and like a little Cisco from Drew Hill action. I'd take Kuzma though. If you're gonna trade Morris, you're trying to get an asset as best as you can. For a player, listen, it might be something to look at. I don't see why not. What do we have to lose? You know? You guys tired of Knox. You don't want Kuzma. Kuzma's 10 times better than Knox right now, I'll tell you that. Wayne from Tennessee, what's going on, man?
CP, what's going on, man? You doing all right?
Yeah, man. How you feeling, bro?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good, man. Hey, man, listen. I'm not calling to start any type of riot or raise no type of hiatus or anything like that. But listen, man, Frank is trash, man. You got to get rid of him, man.
Why is Frank trash? He had the best game of the night. What are we talking about here, man?
Man, listen, man. Listen, man. You just said Trier is not having a good sophomore campaign. Well, okay, Frank ain't had a good freshman, sophomore, or junior campaign. The guy is not neutralizing anybody. He's not neutralizing anybody, man. He's out there and he got a good motor to him. That's it. He's going up a little more in his free throw percentage. Maybe he's taking less free throws. I don't know, man. But he's just out there running around, man, like a deer in stadium lights. That's not impressive, man. That's not impressive. If anybody got a high, a high interest on Frank in the league, anything like that, before they realize he's a bust, man, we got to get rid of him, turn him into an asset, man. We need to acquire as many assets as we can.
What do you think? What do you think you're getting from Frank right now, man? What do you think you're getting from Frank right now?
I don't know, maybe a second round draft pick, something like that. I'm sure his teams out there. And like
what would a second round draft pick, an unknown second round draft pick, be worth to us right now? Nothing.
Well, you might can package up that second round draft pick with something else down the line and move up in the upcoming draft or something, man. I mean, I'm not a GM. That's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying, if you got assets, some to at least make yourself have some. I don't know, what do you call it? Mobility in the draft, be able to make some things happen, man. Put yourself in better position.
I mean,
but
second round picks.
What I'm saying, man, is we don't have no developer in New York, man. Frank probably can go somewhere else and turn out to be decent, but it's not going to happen in New York. We need to get surefire players in here, guys that's ready to go. Let Mike Miller stay the coach. Okay, don't worry about no coach right now. Why you worry about a big name coach and you got scrubs? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
man, we got to start hitting on talent, man. We need a talent evaluator. We need to be able to recognize it when we see it, get it in the building. Once we get a couple of core guys in that we can work with, okay, then worry about a coach. Okay, then worry about putting vets in. But as of right now, man, Morris, Randle, Frank, anybody other than the only core guys I would keep would be Barrett, Dot, Mitch, Knox, and Trier. Anybody else, you can go because you don't fit like the molecular fortitude as far as career-wise, like his age. Keep them guys better. Let you bring in somebody better to replace one of them.
Appreciate the call, way man. This is the thing I don't get. What I don't get is you guys want to keep Kev and trade Frank. Listen, here's the thing with Frank, and Wes called last night. My guy Worldwide Wes called last night as I fix my chat here. Wes called last night and hit it on the head. Frank is probably not going to be a star. Okay, get over the fact that he was a lottery pick. He's not going to be the Spider, man. He's done. That ship has sailed. Right now, Frank is a piece that you're trying to build with on your rotation. He's a smart player. He plays hard. He's working on his game. He plays defense. Is he a stopper? How many guys is a bona fide stopper in this league? Right? Does he play smart? Yes. All right. You need those glue guys. Everybody can't be the star, like Wes said last night. Some dudes have to know their role. That's it. JB says Frank is scared. Does he play scared? Absolutely. 100% he does. But he's only 21 years old. And so I'm here to see him continue to play and mature. Everybody's not going to be a dog out the gate like Spider was, leading his team to the playoffs and being a sensation. Look at RJ. He's had his slumps, but RJ, he was ready to go out the gate. Everybody's not going to come with that type of pedigree, man. You guys have to understand that. But from a guy who, to me, has the tools that can do a little bit of everything, he's not going to be great. Is he a starter? I don't think so, but maybe he will be down the road. I don't know. But what I'm saying is he can give you a little bit of everything. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. This is why he gets burned and ISO doesn't. I'm trying to tell you ISO people this. This is why he gets burned and ISO does not. Even though we can use ISO's offense, I get it. But this is why a guy like Frank gets more burn. This is what I'm just trying to tell you. This is why Dotson gets more burn. This is why Bullock gets more burn. Guys know their role, man. That's all I'm saying. That was just interesting. You know, Wayne would rather get rid of he'd rather get rid of Frank and keep Knox. I don't know, man. I don't necessarily agree with that. Dan from Long Island, what's going on, man? You want to weigh in on this Knox debate? What are you thinking right now, man?
Yeah, hey, what's up, man? How's everything?
Good, man. How you feeling?
Listen, good. Here's my thing, and I understand the fans are saying, and you know why, CP? Because you just hit on the head with Frank. You know, Frank's a lottery pick. He's going to, probably be a nice backup, right? Knox, he's getting paid a lot of money. And this is the thing, like, these are resources. I know we have to spend as much as we have to spend under the cap, under the CPA, whatever, but you're paying this guy big time money. You cannot draft a player. I know that in the league, these guys are coming in younger and younger, but you can't draft a player who's not NBA ready. It doesn't mean he's going to be peaking already. But the kid's not NBA ready. And we can't afford to have a kid like that play the way he's playing, pay him that type of money, and him being a 15 to 14-minute player in the game in his second year. And I think the kid, he says all the right things, I'm working in the gym on New Year's Eve,
yeah.
500 shots that the trainer's talking about. But I'm not seeing it. And there's something else I wanted to just talk about real quick. I saw on your Twitter today, you talk about Worldwide and his comments about how the offense starts. It shouldn't start through Morris. They should switch positions with RJ. And I thought he made some good points. The only point I disagree with him on, though, look, does it really matter if you're playing the 2 or the 3 in the new NBA? Is there really a difference between the two positions? I don't think it's you can call it which way. The 2 and the 3, it's all the same thing. There's only one guy getting to the further rim typically, and that's a center. You don't even have power forwards who rebound or who play in the paint. So I understand the argument intellectually, but in reality, if you want the offense to start with RJ, then you start the offense with RJ. But I don't think you need to quote unquote change their positions because in this NBA, those two positions are the same position, in my opinion. So I understand what he was saying, but and as far as RJ getting burned over Trier, I hear people talking about Trier or political, whatever. Listen, we don't know the whole story on Trier. Something's going on because I'll tell you one thing: the only thing Fizdale and Mike Miller agree with is that Trier should not be getting any burn because neither one of them played him.
Hey, that's fair.
When two different coaches are saying the same thing, you got to ask yourself, what's going on. So anyway, that's my opinion, man. And to all the Knicks fans, to everybody who stood up late back to back, and then you're still sitting here with CP at this hour.
Hey, man.
God bless you.
Salute to everybody,
happy
man.
With you guys, but
yeah, man. Appreciate that,
hey, man.
Dan.
I'll talk to you, right?
Yeah, man. Have a good evening, bro. So yeah, Dan thinks there's something there. You guys think there's something there? I just think it's roll, to be quite honest with you guys. I just think it's roll. And you heard when Fizz came on earlier this off season, when the season was about to start, he intentionally made it clear that ISO is no longer the guy that holds the ball. He's trying to get rid of the ISO name. He was trying to coach him up to do that. I don't think he was all the way there yet. He was trying to coach him up to do that. And I think that's just what it is, man. I think ISO has just not shown them that in practice. Like, I just can't see them holding this dude back just because of politics. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see it. I think, again, these other guys, your free agents are going to be ahead of them in terms of the playing time, whether they're guys that they consider moving forward with or guys they want to trade. So it's just a matter of having depth, man. It's just a matter of having that depth. That's just my opinion on the matter. I like ISO though, man. I like ISO. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he can't be a good player later on. We know what he can bring as a scorer. You know what I mean? We know what he can bring as a scorer. He's got to find his role. Adrian's up next. How you feeling, man?
Hey, what's up, CP? I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, doing all right, man. Doing all right.
So, I'm looking at the box score, and I see that Wayne Ellington and Frank Ntilikina are the only positives, and that's telling to me because I feel like this is a symptom of Morris, and it's kind of why we have to trade him. Even though I don't want to, I think that the team, they need a chance to play through their struggles and figure out their roles. As you were saying with Trier, with the role, I think Trier could help the team, but when you have a guy like Morris, you don't need a guy like Trier. But if you don't have a guy like Morris, maybe Trier can do something. What do you think about that?
I mean, if ISO can just, number one is his defense, and number two is his passing. I don't see how you can have him out. You can't have him out there with Morris and Randle. There's just not enough basketball to go around.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
His assist numbers weren't terrible last year, but you want to see him, number one, you want to see him get his points more efficiently. And
right.
not hold the ball, be dribbling the ball 100 times. And number two, his defensive awareness is lacking. And so I think with all that, I think the thinking is that you can get your threes somewhere else. You can get your threes from Dotson, from Bullock, from Ellington, was what you were hoping to get. He's not giving you anything. But, you can get your threes from there. You know what I'm saying? And then you still have your ball-dominant guys. You still have RJ out there, Morris. You still have Randle. Yeah, I'm just saying what I think the thought process is with these guys, and so I think they look at him as a redundant piece.
Right, I see that. Also, just want to thank you for the platform, man. The show is amazing, dude. Salute to the chat. You guys are dope. Well, I think we should keep Mike Miller. I don't really see a reason to get another coach. I think a thing we're lacking generally is consistency. We just haven't had any consistency in the organization. We need to just stick with the plan, stick with the guys. Mike Miller's a good coach. Give him time to figure it out with the guys. I think he's going to be great. And we need to bring up Wooten.
We need to bring up Kenny, man. We need to give up Kenny 100%, man. Get Kenny up here fast.
I want to see him. I want to see more Kadeem.
Yeah.
I want to see more guys up here, bro. I think they can
Kadeem, I'm all right on Kadeem Allen. I want to see Lamar Peters. Give me Lamar Peters and Kenny Wooten up here. Get Portis gone. Get Ellington gone on the first thing smoking that you can. That's my priorities right now.
Definitely.
And see if you can get a nice return from Morris. Yeah.
For sure. One last thing. So I was thinking about a lineup. Now it's gonna sound crazy, but I was like, I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
With Frank, Trier, RJ, Randall, and Mitch. I'm curious to see how they would play together.
Yeah.
I know a couple of them are ball stoppers, but I'm wondering if they can work the offense together. If they have a plan, I'm wondering how they'll react to that. Especially with Frank.
I would like to see more. I would like to see ISO and Frank together. See how that looks. Even a little bit, some more ISO and RJ. I know that didn't work out in the first game, and you did see. I forgot which one of the games they came in together in scrub time. Maybe a little last night. I think last night in the Laker game you saw that a little bit. But I like to see how that worked out. Just see how that works out for him. But as you said on the patience front, man, you're absolutely right. We just gotta be patient, man. You're gonna have to just rock with some of these kids for a little while and see what happens. You can't say that on one end we're not patient, and then on the other end we're not developing our kids. Or you can't say that you want to get rid of these kids and then have a problem that we're not developing these kids. So, and Macho Man Lot said it's a rebuilding year, man. It is a rebuilding year. But we need Kenny up here. First and foremost, get Kenny in the building because we need some more defense, some more rim protection off the bench, 100%. Andrew H thinks ISO's in the doghouse the rest of the year. I don't know, man. I don't think so. Karen Howard does not want to trade Morris. He says, stop talking about that. I say get rid of him. It's all good. He's brought a lot to the team. Not get rid of him, not for nothing. But yeah, try to get something for him. See, the Lakers now no AD for a couple games, probably. Lakers still looking for some talent. I don't know how they're gonna get it, just in terms of matching up salaries. I'm not sure how they get there. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. I want to shout out Eric Booker. Thanks for the super chat. My guy Michael Parker sends a super chat. #1 fan of the show. He wants Knox gone. Ivory 10, salute to Ivory 10. And salute to Ari for the super chat. Ivory 10 sends a send out super chat. Ari $5 super chat. He said Frank sucks for 3 years. Get starters minutes. Oh man. Hang in there, Ari, man. ISO's gonna be all right, man. ISO's gonna be all right. All right, couple more, and then I'm gonna roll. Let's go to Kevin from Brooklyn. What's going on, Kevin? How you feeling?
Hey, how you doing, man? It's me from last night.
Yeah, man.
So, for me, when I say Frank need to go, I say Frank need to go, and Knox need Knox to step his game up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was you. Oh, matter of fact, we need to kick off a battle of the fans, man, because Wes is on the line right now, man. Let me patch in Wes, man. Don't talk to me. Talk to Wes about it, man. Wes, you should be patched in right now.
Let Wes know, man. Frank, he had a good game today. You know what I mean? Tonight, yeah, but he's not consistent. You know what I mean? To me, he's not consistent. And everybody bashing Knox, man. He's only 20. Give him a chance. Let him build. He could play. I bet you if he get more minutes, he's got more points.
But Knox ain't consistent either, man.
That's my opinion.
Wes, you on the line?
I'm on the line, dog. I'm on the line.
All right, Wes, man, go ahead. We got an impromptu battle of the fans at
what
midnight.
I'm saying is that
touch gloves, keep it clean, no cursing. All right, let's go.
Of course, yeah. basically what I'm saying is that if you're going to tell me that Frank is trash and this, that, and third, just tell me what point guard on our roster, not on another roster, on our roster, is more suitable to play than Frank and has performed overall better than Frank has. Just take tonight right now.
That's in our roster right
now. Hold on, real quick. Let me finish my point. Elfrid Payton, in my opinion, hasn't done anything to guarantee the starting position. He keeps getting cooked on defense, right? He got cooked by Devin Booker. He got cooked tonight by Mudiay. He gets cooked on a nightly basis. He doesn't do anything particularly well. Frank came on the court today, and if you know basketball, you saw the difference between how he was playing and how Payton was playing. How he was putting pressure on what's his name? That their point guard, the dude who's nice from Louisville. Got his name for a second. But he's putting pressure on him. Yeah, he's knocking the ball away, getting loose balls. He's hitting his shots. You know, Frank's problem is that he's shook. So he doesn't play consistently, which is a true argument, but he's a better talent than Payton is at this point. In our team, he should be starting. There's not really an argument.
Kev, let me hear what you have to say,
He's
man.
not going to be a superstar.
Kev, come with your rebuttal, man. What's going on?
I mean, I can say one person. That's Lonzo. Lonzo got more. He got defense. On defense, his arm ain't long like Frank. Frank got that long arms. So I'm saying, but Frank's scared to shoot. They had to pressure him to shoot early in the season. He's scared to shoot. He get one good night.
You said Lonzo got defense?
Yeah, to me, he got a little defense. And he can score. Yeah, and he could score. Lonzo could score. He don't get that, like everybody say, he don't get that minutes. Lonzo, out of the whole roster, Lonzo. I would say Dennis Smith, but I don't know, he going through something. They might have to trade him. You know what I'm saying?
Dennis Smith. All right, so Alonzo Trier, in the minutes he's gotten this season, he hasn't performed. He probably had one or two decent games early on in the season, but his minutes are inconsistent. He plays terrible defense. He's getting cooked by DeJounte Murray. He's getting cooked by every single point guard that he guards. He has poor IQ.
Wait. Is Kev talking about Alonzo Trier or Alonzo Ball?
No, Alonzo Trier.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
He said Alonzo Trier has good defense. That's why it blew my mind.
That's why I thought he meant Alonzo Ball. I was like, Alonzo Ball could play defense, but Alonzo Trier, nah, he can't play.
Yeah, but no, absolutely not.
I mean, yeah, Alonzo Trier, to me, he's good. He could play, and he's more, but he's faster too. He's more faster than Frank. Frank got he runs stiff. If you ever seen him, he runs stiff. Alonzo Trier, he gets in the hole a lot. He's not scared of going.
First of all, they play two different positions. So what Frank is going to provide, Alonzo Trier cannot provide. What the team needs from the one position, Alonzo Trier can't provide. So then you got to compare Trier to who we have a shooting guard, right? And the Knicks is looking to play system players, guys who would come off picks, and you don't have to The problem with Trier is that you got to give him superstar treatment on a team when he's not a superstar, because you got to allow him to dribble the ball a million times to score. And right now, at this stage of his career, he doesn't warrant that. You can't stop the offense and let him, you know what I mean, have to catch his rhythm and get his buckets. They want guys who will come off picks and make decisions quick. And Trier doesn't fit that. And the minutes that he plays, he's not being efficient and effective as a scorer, and he's a liability on defense. So he's not even an argument. You got to find me who you want. Since Frank is so trash, who you want to play over him, who's legitimately wants the minutes to play over him. Elfrid Payton is not it. Dennis Smith Jr.
You think Frank should be a starter? You think he should be a starter? Frank.
On this team, in this current roster, yes. Moving forward in the future, no, absolutely not. I would like a starting point guard, but I think that as a backup point guard on any championship team, if you put him on right now in the Lakers, he's getting minutes and he's going to have an impact. You put him on the Clippers, Frank's getting minutes, he's going to have an impact. You put him on the Bucks, you know what I mean? As a backup point guard in the playoffs, you know Frank is going to do what he does. He's going to play good defense, solid defense. He's going to, have an impact on the game and not screw up. And a lot of these other dudes, they don't have a definitive role. They don't have a definitive thing that they do. Frank has a role. Frank has a purpose. You got to put other players around him. You know what I mean?
All right, good.
And
good
you got to have him play the role that he should play.
I'm gonna mute both fighters. Give me your winners in the chat right now. What do you think won the Battle of the Fans, impromptu Battle of the Fans? Listen, I gotta go with Wes, man. I gotta go with Wes. I think Wes had the better points regarding Frank. Kev, listen, you're not wrong. I think Kevin from Brooklyn just wants Knox because his name is also Kevin, but I can't see you want to get rid of Kev, get rid of Frank and keep Kev when Kev is just lost right now. To me, I agree with that. Wes, I think Frank is filling a role, and I think he can fill a role down the road for this team. I think Frank is just a way smarter. Frank is one of the smartest players on this team. He has the highest IQ on this team, one of. Maybe that's not saying much considering the talent that we have on this team, but Frank is a guy I want to keep, and it's not about him being the star. It's not about him being the starter, but these are the type of guys that win you games when your team gets better. Right now, he's just growing with these guys. You know what I mean? He's trying to get his confidence up, and Kevin's right. Frank has to get his confidence up, get his jumper going. Of course, I agree with that 100%. But I still think he has intangibles that you want to see as a rotation player. That's all I'll say. Ramon from Long Island, what's going on, man?
What's going on? How are you?
Good, man. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Listen, hats off to you, man. I mean, you gotta have some real sheer will to deal with these games on a nightly basis.
Yeah, it's rough.
You know what I'm saying?
It's rough. It's rough.
You know, I got to give it to you. But listen, two things. First, I know that the narrative on DSJ is that he's trash, right? But, I mean, let's be real here, okay? This whole entire team is filled with developing players, right? They don't know who to put time into and who to focus on, and that's really the biggest problem, is that there's so many players that need development, and there's not enough minutes for the whole team. That's really just what it is. But I have to say, I mean, and I played ball for a long time, so I mean, I have some experience with this. But I'm saying, you know, just from the eye test, seeing DSJ when he's out there, I know he makes a lot of mistakes, okay, but I can see the talent, right? I see the ability, and I feel like he's got a much higher ceiling than any of the other players that are playing that position right now. So I think that I just don't understand what's going on. I don't know why. I mean, is he hurt right now? Or
that's one of the problems. That's what's going on. He can't stay healthy. My man strained his obliques sitting on the bench. You know, and maybe not. Maybe he's in practice. But I'm just saying, man. He barely plays because of injury. I hear what you say, man. If you were listening to this show over the offseason, I had as high as hopes of DSJ as anybody. But it's just he's looking lost. And as you said, it's just so many guys that need a look. So many guys you're trying to figure out development wise. It's impossible. One of these guys are gonna shake loose, and maybe we regret it, maybe we don't. But everybody's not gonna get a chance to showcase themselves on this team. That's just not gonna work. And now you're going into the draft again, likely to get another guard. So one of these guys are gone. Two of these guys are gone. You know.
You know, Mudiay was taking out some revenge tonight.
Oh yeah, 100%. This was the Emmanuel Mudiay Memorial Revenge Tank Commander. I'll show you game. I'll get you right, kid. You know what I mean? That David Fizdale said. And appreciate the call, man. You know what I mean? This is the Mudiay game, man. But good for him. You know, I never really had nothing against Mudiay. Except for his fourth quarter turnovers, you know, stumbling and bumbling. That was Mudiay's problem. He could never finish anything. But like I said, when you're on a better team, your flaws aren't as exposed. But he's playing much better. Give credit, man. He's playing much better. You know, he's well coached. He's having fun out there. But again, he can fill his role, and that's what he's doing, man. So once again, salute to everybody in the chat. I am going to roll. It's been a long night, man. You guys saw the interview with Corey Homicide Williams. We talked to Lamelo. We talked RJ Hampton. That should be in the link in the description. Let me see if I can update the cards right now and throw that in there real quick just in case you missed it. Salute to Homicide for coming on the show. A couple of announcements before I get out of here. Share these videos, very important. If you know a Knicks fan, you know a basketball fan, and wants to talk basketball, Knicks, draft, whatever the case may be, text him right now. Text him a link to this show. Let them know this is the hottest thing smoking on YouTube. #1 show for the fans, by the fans. We get great chats. We get battle of the fans. We get analysis. We get highlights. We get interviews. I got a dope man cave that I got to show you guys. My guy Chris Shamus. It's a whole bunch of content coming with Knicks Fan TV, so just stay tuned with it. Knicks versus Nets game, very important announcement. I think we're only down to 1 ticket left. January 26th at Madison Square Garden, and that ticket comes with access to the pregame shoot-around courtside, and then on the court, free throw contest. Yours truly, a gang of Knicks fans. It's going to be about 50 of us total. Get to experience that, and you also get to be featured on the show, pregame, halftime, postgame. So it's a great package. You're not going to get that anywhere else. And I think we're only down to 1 ticket left. We had 15 just last week, and now we're down to 1. So it's flying off the shelf. So definitely make sure you get yours. And yeah, man, once again, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Remember, this is available in audio podcast format. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Alexa, and Stitcher. All on the Knicks Fan TV. The links will be in the bio. If you missed the Homicide interview, that'll be in podcast format. Catch that on the way to work. If you missed tonight's post-game show, Battle of the Fans, catch that in audio podcast format on the way to work. And that's what we're doing here, man. We're working. Salute to everybody that called in. Salute to everybody that tuned in. Over 400 people on YouTube alone. So we definitely appreciate you guys for supporting us. And yeah, man, AO Pal, MIG, JB, good debates, man. TM, all the mods, AO Emma, Twan Don, everybody that sent a super chat, thank you very much, appreciate it. If you weren't able to send a super chat, you can always do so in PayPal, Cash App. The links are also below. Murdoch, you got to get your ticket, Murdoch. The link is in the description. Omar Ali, appreciate it. Macho Man Logic, appreciate it. Alexander, appreciate it. Eric L. Booker, Michael Parker. See you guys Friday. Knicks versus Pelicans. Peace.